Good afternoon, everyone. Well, you have just turned into another episode of Cleaning with the Academy. And yes, it's a Monday afternoon at 2:30. As we do every week, we first of all go ahead and review the hack that we presented last week, and then we'll get into this week's hack. So if you're live with us and you have a question, you can put it in there right there on StreamYard. It'll come through from Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, and I'll see it here on the board. So go ahead and send any question you have, because after we get through with the hacks, then it's open time for, coaching and discussion. So since there's no questions on the board right now, let me get right to our, review of last week's hack, and then we'll talk about it just a little bit. So if everything comes up right, there it is. And we'll get over here and we'll click the button. Here is our hack from last week in case you missed it. Welcome to another episode of Cleaning with the Academy. I'm your coach, Dave Thompson. Today we're going to talk to you about how to disinfect the floors after you've cleaned them. And it's not with a mop bucket. You apply chemical to your fixtures, not with a bucket. You apply them with a pump-up sprayer or electrostatic sprayer. And it's on a pre-cleaned surface that you do this on. The floors aren't any different. Matter of fact, the floors are worse than anything in the restroom. So apply it by one of these, or turn on your electrostatic sprayer and spray your disinfectant on the floor. Pre-clean. Now the chemical is getting to my floor and it's going to be able to disinfect. Come back for how I clean up after this, because it's got to have some dwell time. So next hack coming right up here at Cleaning with the Academy. Now, I don't know about you folks, but you know what? We usually don't let the disinfectant sit there for a week. Somebody said, how long are you going to let it sit there? Well, it's been a week since we had that hack. I think we let the disinfectant sit there long enough. But thank you, Alex, for being on the show this afternoon. Good to see somebody returning and connecting with us. Now, a couple of comments that I had after I played that was, where do you get a cart like that for your electrostatic sprayer? We usually have to carry it on our back. We got the little handheld thing. Hey, you know what? That's kind of one of the nice advantages of, talking with all these manufacturers and stuff. You find out there's all kinds of things out there. So, hey, if you hadn't seen it before, now you've seen it. That's a little cart that you put the backpack on. That's happens to be that manufacturer, happens to be Victory. They sent me one here to show in my videos and stuff, and we really appreciate that for that. So the other question I had was, how do you clean the floor? Well, folks, you got to look at all the other hacks that I've put out there. There's a playlist on YouTube. We always put the videos on there. So go to that playlist on YouTube, and then you can find those hacks. So I'm going to... Well, let's see. We're going to get rid of that one there. And I'm going to get the next one up, because there's another one that we're going to follow that with here today. Now, one of the things about it is that you want to clean the floor before you put the disinfectant on. Now, isn't that what we do on the wall? The fixtures, toilets, urinals, etc. We clean it, then we disinfect it. One of the nice things about coming out of the pandemic is that I think a lot of people learned that's what we should have been doing all along. That's the way disinfectants work. So if you would be following along and you've kind of looked at all the different hacks, we cleaned the floor first. We used the double brush machine. We sucked that up. Then we put the disinfectant on there and we've let it sit. So here we are, going to be the last hack for our restroom series of decontaminating restrooms. How do you get the restroom floor clean? Well, clean is one thing. Disinfected is another. If you come to one of our classes at the Academy, I call it processing the restroom. I think a lot of us understood that there's a whole difference here in what we need to do. Understand, folks, the restroom is 5% of the overall building, but yet it gets 50% of the complaints. And a lot of those complaints are the smell. Now, where does that smell come from? It's not the porcelain and it's not the ceramic, because those tiles are non-porous. They don't absorb the odors. It's the grout. And if you don't, do it right, then you've got the smell. So let me play the hack for this week, and then we can discuss it a little bit. So if you've got a comment, want to throw it up there. I see some people looking from Facebook, a couple from looks like YouTube. So appreciate that very much. If you're on LinkedIn, you can drop us a line too. Let's get to this week's hack. Welcome to another episode of Cleaning with the Academy. I'm your coach, Dave Thompson, and I'm at the final step of our restroom decontamination series. Now, if you've been watching all the hacks so far, we've got everything clean. We've got the disinfectant. It's sat here and it's done its dwell time. But you know what? What most people do is they put the chemical in the bucket and they walk out. The problem is the chemical left on the floor and it never was rinsed. So here's my hack for the final decontamination step. Use the mop and the bucket with plain water. Yes, that's what I said, folks. Rinse water. This is only water. So I'm going to put this in here. You might notice that I have a divided bucket system and I have a flat mop. And this is microfiber. We'll learn more about that in some of our other series. But what we're going to do is now we're going to rinse the floor and clean up around the edges, clean our baseboards. We're going to rinse the floor. Just like with anything else. Hey, you know what? Whenever you run your car through the car wash, you rinse the chemicals off. When you ever get through cleaning your dishes, the last thing you do is rinse the dishes. Rinse your floors, folks. That's our hack for today. Thank you for being with us during this series. Be sure to follow us for more hacks on other floors, other situations in the commercial cleaning industry here at Cleaning with the Academy. Okay, so there is my final hack for how to decontaminate a restroom. I've always said this. It doesn't matter what the chemical says on the bottle. Think about this. As I said in that hack, the last thing we do when think about it. The clothes that we put on our back, before you dry them, what do? You rinse all of the detergents out. I don't care what the detergent was, how safe it was, or whatever it was. I guarantee you, I don't eat off of my china plate or drink out of that cup or eat with that silverware unless it's been rinsed. And I guarantee my car, I guarantee you what, the final thing is it rinses before it dries. My situation here has always been to try to get people to rinse. Now think about this, all of your disinfected walls in the bathroom, all of that, what's the last thing? You rinse. Now, you know what? I heard somebody that, when I was making these videos said, oh, wait a minute. I thought you didn't like a mop bucket. Well, I didn't say that it was the best way to rinse the floors. I just saying, hey, if in fact you do not have one of the no-touch cleaning machines that has the water and rinses and you suck it up and mopping is the best that you have, that is your choice. So even if you're still using the old standard conventional mop buckets, don't put your chemical in the mop bucket. Put the chemical down with the pump up sprayer or your electrostatic sprayer and rinse the floor with plain water. You know what? You can dump that water out, put new rinse water in before you go to the next restroom. We don't want cross contamination. By the way, the odors that you're trying to fight in the bathroom, they're on the floor. So just think about all of the surfaces that you took care of in that restroom. You cleaned them, you disinfected, you made sure it was safe for everybody. If you watch the hacks that I've already put out, I rinsed those areas too. Be sure you watch all those hacks, folks. Got to rinse, 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 and rinse again. It's the main hack for this year. Now, if you've been with us and you enjoy some of the things that you've seen, I'm going to tell you that one of the things that you can do is we've got some other things going up here. And let me show you this because some people said, well, where can I find this stuff? Well, if you happen to be in Florida and you're going to be here this week, now, like I said, we're live on a Monday afternoon. Thursday, right, I got to remember, I got so much going on, folks. Sorry about that. Thursday this week, as you can see on the board right now, on, well, about 9 o'clock in the morning, the show opens until 3 o'clock. Now, let's see if we can scroll down here. Hey, you know what? If you sign up right now, you can get a free t-shirt. Yeah, they got a tour t-shirt, for, it's kind of like the rock star tour, and you get something free again. You can register for a brand new 20-inch auto scrubber. That's not going to be a cheap item. There's all kinds of things going on. One of the things is I will be at 10 o'clock, or I'm sorry, 11 o'clock. I'll be addressing everybody at the show with my hacks, some that you haven't seen yet on this channel, some that are coming out later in the year. Now, we're going to be doing 4 of these. So if you miss it this week, well, the 9th is in Tampa, the 23rd is in Lakeland, and the 4th one is on April the 6th over in Ocala. So I don't see any notes coming in this afternoon. Maybe we'll get some questions during the week. I will be very busy for the rest of this week getting ready for this show. Now, one of the things I'd like to say is please come by our website and check it out. You can see right here, you can sign up to get onto this show. If in fact you can't be on the show with me and you'd like to turn in your question, you can certainly do that right down here. Place where you can send in your question. Maybe you've got some question that you'd like for us to answer here live on the air. We do it every Monday afternoon. If you're looking for a class, we just had some people was asking for a class here just a little bit ago before I got on the air with you. You can go to any one of these subjects and click on it. You can find out what the subject material is, and you can find the next registration date for the live class. We do also have the online learning. So if you want to take it online, you can do that too. So you know what I like to say? Lots of things going on in the world today. I thank you for your time to watch and see what's happening. This has been Cleaning with the Academy, your free hack every Monday afternoon. And let me check my board. Nope, there's no comments or questions. So until next week, Monday afternoon, this is Dave. I'm signing off. Bye, folks.